What's up, guys? We are back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about one of the forgotten classics, and I'm quite sure y'all know what I'm talking about. It's already mentioned in the comments. I mean, not in the comments, but in the introduction. You see that it is the Lexus LS400. This is a 1/24 scale. These are probably one of the rarest cars to find. These are so difficult to find in 1/24 scale. If you're getting the plastic put together model, it's easy to find those everywhere. But if you're looking for like the die cast metal, that is so difficult to find. And we're going to talk about the Lexus that started it all. First, before we do that, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Turn on your post for notifications so when a video drops, you guys will be alerted whenever a new one hits your phones, your TV, or whatever you may look at, whatever device you may have. When my videos hit, you guys will be the first to see it. So with that being said, let's look at this rare exclusive. Bam, here we go. This is the Lexus LS400. This is the car that started it all. We all know that Lexus is under the Toyota brand. And let me just give you a little bit of an overview of Lexus, because Lexus officially debuted in January of 1989. That's right, January of 1989. Lexus debuted in the US, okay, at the North American International Auto Show in Detroit. And this was the car that they unveiled, the LS400. This is the car that started it all. This is the car that started the Lexus buzz right here. When this car hit the market, everybody's eyes was glued to this. This was the new kid on the block. This was the new thing that started the Lexus moniker, and everybody went crazy when this thing came out, because this was the start of something good. This was the start of something fresh, and Lexus is still going strong as ever. But this is the car that started it all, the LS400. And it also came with another car. And a lot of you may not remember this Lexus. For a lot of you older people, y'all will remember this Lexus. This was a very cheap Lexus, and a lot of people won't remember this Lexus because this Lexus was more or less on the cheap side. But I think of the reason why a lot of people won't remember it is because it wasn't as popular as this LS400. And the Lexus that I'm talking about is this Lexus here. This is the Lexus ES250. This was the other car that came out along with the LS400. Now this one was a cheaper, like on the cheap side, if you wanted to get one of the two. This was the cheaper model, and this one was branded off of the 89 Toyota Camry. That picture will be shown right along with this one, but here it is right here. Here is the 1989 Toyota Camry, and you can see where the Lexus ES250 actually got its looks from. You could tell it looks just like the Toyota from 89, but just with the little luxury on the inside, leather seats. It just looks like a Camry with leather seats and, you know, look, just a little luxury in it. But it was like a little cheap, you know, a little cheap Lexus that you could get. It didn't really offer much. Like I said, it was just a Camry with leather seats and, you know, a CD player and things like that. But it was, you know, a little cheap one. But this LS400 right here was the one you wanted. This was the big boy. This was the one that started the Lexus craze. When everybody saw this LS400 hit the market, this is what everybody wanted. This is what started the Lexus brand. This was the very first car to hit the market here in the U.S. Lexus debuted here in the U.S. in 1989 in January. So this was the car that started it all. So when you think back of all the years, and you think back that how long a Lexus has been running, just remember this LS400 was the one that started everything, you know, and the LS brand is still running strong. So this is what started. So let's get an overview of what the Lexus LS400 actually had. We just want to get an idea of the Lexus LS400. We want to just, I just want to, you know, give you guys an overview of the Lexus 400 so you guys can get an idea of what this Lexus was about. So the 1990 Lexus LS400 marked the debut of Toyota's luxury brand, Lexus, and was a significant disruptor in the luxury car market. It challenged established European automakers with a smooth V8, comfortable interior, and exceptional reliability. The LS400 was praised for its quiet cabin, refined ride, and build quality, setting a new standard for luxury sedans. See, so this was something different. This was like on a whole nother level right here. The LS featured a 4.0 liter V8 engine producing 245 PS, which would be 242 horsepower, and 258 pound-feet of torque. This engine was paired with a 4-speed automatic transmission, offering smooth and responsive performance. The car's acceleration and handling were also well regarded. The interior was designed for comfort and luxury, high-quality materials, and a quiet cabinet. It included features such as power-adjusted seats, automatic climate control, and a premium sound system. The car's spaciousness and comfortable ride were also highlighted in reviews. The 1990 Lexus LS400 is considered a game changer in the luxury car market. It demonstrated that Japanese automakers could compete with established European brands in terms of quality, performance, and luxury. The LS400's success paved the way for Lexus to become a major player in the luxury car segment. So, there you have it. This Lexus LS400 is what changed the game in the early 90s, okay? This came out in 89. Lexus debuted in the US in 89, which marked this as a 1990 model. And this was the very first one that started it all. And to all of those people who owned a Lexus LS400, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, because this right here was a game changer in the early 90s. This was it. This was it. The ES250 was something that you could get, you know, if you couldn't get your hands on this one in particular, because this one right here was the standard. The ES250 was a more cheaper alternative if you could not afford the LS400, because this was the top of the line. The ES was like a little bit smaller, but it didn't compare to the LS400. So that was the thing. And you can see how strong Lexus is going nowadays. You can see how they have elevated their game, you know, with the SUVs, with their cars. Now you got the Lexus going hybrid and things like that. They got a lot of different models under their brand. I mean, Lexus is still going strong to this very day. But we like we always say, like the old cliche goes, never forget where you came from. You know, this is Lexus. Never forget what started this brand. Never forget the one car that started it all, and that was this LS400. This is what changed the game forever. This is what gave Lexus fame. This is what gave Lexus its name out there on the auto market, especially in the luxury department. Lexus is what did that. This LS400 is what did that. They changed the game in the 90s, and then ever since then, they started coming up. Everything that followed along, people were paying attention. Because when this LS400 hit the market, all eyes were over into the Lexus brand, wondering what they was going to follow up with next. And this is what changed the game. Everybody had their eyes on the LS400 back in the day when this thing first hit the market. I mean, who didn't? I mean, it was a luxury brand. It had a quiet cabin. It had premium sound system. It had comfortable leather seats. I mean, this thing was changing the game. You know, it was doing something in the luxury brand that was shaking it up. And when they brought Lexus here, a lot of people wasn't privy to what it is that they stood for. But now, years and years later, people understand what Lexus stands for now. They understand that Lexus has become a standard in the luxury marketplace now. They have put their stamp on the luxury marketplace as one of the luxury brands. So you see a lot of people buying Lexus now because it stands for something, you know. And this particular model is what started it. This is what put Lexus on the map, you see. So this particular one here, which is a 124 scale, it has a rarity about it, because this particular one is so difficult to find. Like, I've been on eBay, I've been on different sites trying so hard to find one of these. I have been trying to find one of these, and I just couldn't settle for a plastic put together model. I don't feel comfortable with one of those, because I feel like it's not rare if it's plastic. It's only rare if you find a die-cast metal version of it, because of the rarity of it, and they're so difficult to find. I've looked time and time again. Only the 118 scale Lexus LS400s pop up whenever I'm looking for them, and it seems as though when that happens, it's like, are there any more 124 scales out there? I mean, a lot of people are probably holding on to their Lexus LS400s, and by hook or crook, one day you just might be scaling, you know, the marketplace or some diecast, used diecast website and wind up running into one of these, or maybe even on eBay, and you might end up running into one of these, and that's how I winded up getting lucky and running into one of these. I think I found this one. I want to say I found this one on Marketplace. I believe that's where I found this Lexus at, on Facebook Marketplace. I believe that's where I found it at. And got it for a good cheap price. I snatched it up right away. Because I knew right then and there what I had. I knew what I had, and I knew what I was in for. I knew it was something that is rare. I know that it's something that's hard to find, especially in 1/24 scale. And this is die-cast metal. This is not a plastic model here. You can see that, like, you can hear it. Like, that's not plastic at all. So let's take a look at it. And as you can see, the first thing that probably you see when you look at it is the wheels. Now, it does have custom wheels. I definitely put custom wheels on it because I did not like the original wheels that it had. So I did put custom wheels on it. As you can see, the actual wheels look like this. Is what you can see right here in the trunk. That's the original wheels there. That's in the trunk. But it is a die-cast metal. You can see right there it has the Lexus name, and it has the emblem on the center deck lid of the trunk, and it also has a Lexus license plate on the back. I think I've always love the Lexus emblem. I thought the Lexus emblem looked so cool. The way they made the L inside the circle. I always thought that was a cool emblem. I love how they did that. As you can see, of course, the red has kind of faded a little bit on the tail light here. As you know, a lot of these Lexus has the red up here and the red down here, and then has the orange in the middle. Now I can show you a better example right here on the left side. You can see the red up top and the red on the bottom. You can see the orange in the middle, and this one kind of faded out, so you can tell this is a much older model. Somebody had this for quite a while. But I felt like I needed to get my hands on this because this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be able to snatch up something that is so rare in quantity, especially when you're trying to find something such as a model like this. And as you can see on the inside there, not too much detail. It does have you can see the gauge cluster there, and not too much detail. And let's go to the other side. You can also see over there, you can definitely see, like I said, it's not really too much detail to mention. Yeah, it has a bit of like a paint rash here. I'm thinking about maybe doing a fresh repaint on it, because it does have a rash here, and I don't want to have it with that rash. You can see there is a couple of rashes in the paint. This is kind of old. but I like it because it's rare. You know, it's very rare. And the hood does open, and you can see under the hood, you can see the V8 engine right up under there. And if you look at the emblem right there, there's the Lexus logo right there on the grill as well. And there is the front of the Lexus. You can see there's a Lexus license plate there. I don't know if you guys remember, but the Lexus also had, if you remember, when the Lexus headlights came on, they had actual yellow lights that were right here on the middle, like right here on the side, because you had the regular headlights to the outside, like right here and right here. But in the middle, they had yellow lights, like yellow, like they were literally yellow right here in the towards the grill. Like they had yellow lights right there, and then they had the regular headlights right there. Let me know in the comments if y'all remember the Lexus actually having yellow lights to the inside here, because I know their regular headlights was to the outside, but they had yellow lights to the inside here. So I do know that. And you can see it has, it's not real wipers, so the wipers are actually painted onto the windshield like that. Those not real wipers. Not really too much else to add. It has a sunroof, of course, and like I said, it has a spare tire in the back. You got the pipes on the back too. Let me see, as far as the bottom, let's see, you have Lexus LS400. It shows you the scale, and made in China as well. But it, to me, is a very cool car, and I like it, and I'm really happy that I was able to get my hands on it, because this is not something you see every day when you go looking for something this rare. I believe this Lexus was a good purchase, a good score, because I like rare. I like rare, and I think a lot of times people use that word too loosely. And people really don't understand what rare means. I've literally seen people place ads in Facebook Marketplace or eBay, claiming that something is rare, a certain die-cast car is rare, and then when I go look for that specific car, then there's like 5 to 15 of that same car that people are selling on eBay. Like, I can easily find it. It was like 5 to 10 or maybe even 15 of that same car that this person claimed was rare, but I go look for that same model and it's all in there. Like, it's about 10 or 20 of them in there that is the same exact model. I'm just like, well, it's not rare if you can find it on eBay and other people are selling the same exact model. It's not rare. It's only rare when you're looking and you can't find it, and it shows up as no results. No results. And they just got the 1/18 scale of that car, and you can't find the 124. That is what this is. Every time I've tried to find this car, only 1/18 scale's been popping up, and I can never find it. There was one I ran into last year sometime, but I waited too long to execute and buy it, and it was gone. After that, I couldn't find it anymore. This one had the box to it and everything. and I waited too long to purchase it, and it was gone. Just like that. So I said to myself, the next time I run into this car, I am going to outright buy it, and I'm not going to waste any time. And that's exactly what happened the next time I ran into it. And when I saw it, and when I seen how much they wanted, it was cheap, I jumped on it right away, and I said, bring it here, I want it. So I went on and I got it, and now it's in my possession, and I'm excited, and I'm glad that I have it, because I know that it is something rare. It's very hard to find in 1/24 scale. You can get these as a plastic model, as a put together model. I don't like those. It doesn't have any significance or any value to me because it's plastic. I like the die cast metal because they're so hard to find. They're very rare. So I'm so glad I got my hands on this, and just lucky to have it in my collection. So that is my 1990 Lexus LS400 1/24 scale. Now, only thing I ask you guys in the comments is tell me if you have one of these in your collection, or if you've been looking for something this rare in your collection. Let me know what you think about the Lexus LS400. Let me know what you think about the car that started the Lexus brand, and the car that made Lexus what it is today. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video. And as always, like I tell y'all, stay safe, stay healthy, stay prayed up, and good day.